Welcome back to the lunchroom. I'm your host Chris, and today, as you can see, I'm with my boy Jackson again. How you doing, man?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm all right. What did you think of the new look for the space?
We got a great new setup here. A little
Yeah,
color in the set now.
yeah. No, that was a big thing I was looking for. I needed more color. So yeah, I got some panels. Hopefully, it helps with the audio too. So yeah, that's nice. Let's get into this week of the NFL.
Crazy week.
Yeah, this is a wild, a lot of blowouts this week.
A lot.
A lot, yeah. But this started with this Thursday night game, Niners Rams. This was a very competitive game for absolutely zero reason.
Shouldn't have been, but it was.
Yeah, no, the Niners honestly, like they have had so many injuries
So bad.
to their offense. I talked about it in my episode last week. Like everyone on that team is injured. Brock Purdy was out. Obviously, Mac Jones, who started, was Um, no Juwan Jennings, no Ricky Pearsall, which sucked for me in fantasy. The only person on that roster that's been healthy is McCaffrey.
Yep. And that's a one person you wouldn't expect to be healthy.
No, exactly. Like I said it last week, it seems like all the rest of the team just decided to all take some injuries themselves so McCaffrey could stay healthy. Like and he like I said this like before we started, if you look at their depth chart for that game, McCaffrey was listed as not only their running back one, but like their wide receiver four, their quarterback two. So if like Mac Jones had gone down, he was gonna be out there passing it. Like, oh my god, like they rely on him so much, but I mean, he's been fantastic to start the year.
That man can do everything.
No, yeah, he's been great. I mean, on the other side of that too, Puka Nacua is an absolute monster.
Insanely good. And it's I was looking at a stat. Devontae Adams has been taking all the number one corners away from Puka, so like it's reminding me of a little AB Juju Smith Schuster situation where Juju got over 1,000 yards because all the cornerback ones were going to AB. Like they're looking down on Puka thinking that he's not going to do something, but he literally burns every single team every single week.
Yeah, no, I was playing Puka Nacua this week in fantasy in one of my leagues, and I'm watching the game. Like by the halftime, he only had about 6 points, and then second half he does Puka Nacua things. Like he's
Yep.
always finishing with like 8 to 10 receptions, then plus like 80 something yards. He got in the end zone. Like he's been insane. He's a PPR monster.
He's I have him in like two of my leagues. Awesome. So many people were like, "Oh, I don't know how good he's gonna be with Devontae." Like, trust, just wait.
No, my concern before the season was Stafford's back because I heard so
Yep.
much buzz at a training camp about Stafford's back, how he's like, the injury and all that. So I was concerned about all the Rams players. So I avoided them like the plague, which I regret so much now.
Kyron Williams also been a fantasy
Oh my
demon.
God, yeah, he's looked great. Like, and there was the concern because of he's kind of splitting the backfield now. But no, he's been great. He had 30 points on the week,
Yep,
even with the fumble at the end, which
was horrendous.
yeah, that definitely
Can
lost
never
him the
do
game.
that.
No, you can't, especially like you're at the goal line, like you fumbled it on the one.
Justin Herbert did the same thing this week. Pick on the 1 yard line.
No, yeah, what is happening with the Chargers?
On paper, so good.
No, they are like they looked good, and then they dropped. They started 3-0. They looked like they were gonna easily win this division, and they've now lost back-to-back weeks.
Yep,
And
and
one of them was to the Giants.
which is horrendous.
I mean, and we saw the Giants this week lose to the Saints, who like it's a toss up there. Like who's worse?
And the Saints actually looked good. Like defensively, they were all there. Spencer Rattler came into his own a little bit. Rashid Shaheed had an 86-yard touchdown. Alvin
Yeah.
Kamara didn't even sniff the end zone that game, and they
Oh
were
yeah, I
great
mean,
in the passing
him
game.
and Kendra Miller's there taking a lot of those snaps in that
Yep.
backfield, and he's looking pretty good too. Like he's probably gonna get a lot like because they might. Kamira's probably. I don't think Kamira's gonna end up on the seat by the end of the year. He's probably gonna get traded. It's
It-
kind of hard with the contract, I know, but like I think especially if Miller takes more and more of the snap, because if you look at the numbers, he's been taking more and more of the snaps in that
Yep.
backfield away from Kamara, and he's looked like kind of like starting to look like the better back in that field. So, and this is not me justifying me trading Kamara in fantasy. That's not completely that, but at the same time, it is.
The same thing's happening in Texas too with the Texans. Like Nick Chubb, since Joe Mixon's hurt, we thought he was going to get most of the runs, but you got the rookie coming in, taking
Yeah, Woody
all
Marks.
the run load.
Well, I mean, he didn't do great this week.
They gave it back. They gave it back to Chubb this week,
but which is weird because I heard a lot from the coaching staff, about how Marks looked last week and that they were gonna try to get him the ball more, get him more involved. And yeah, I think he only had like 7 attempts in the entire game.
It was so bipolar. It was weird.
Yeah, and especially with like a great matchup against like a deteriorating Ravens team, which
injury ridden
Baltimore. Oh my God, they look rough. They're now 1-4. That the AFC North in general is looking very weird.
Besides the Steelers are running it right now.
They're probably the most put together team in that entire division right now. Like everyone else looks terrible.
And it's been one of the best divisions for years going on now. And now it doesn't even look competitive. It's been competitive almost every year for 10 plus years.
I mean, because you got the Ravens now hurt, and then like the Bengals have continued to look terrible. They looked they looked a little better this week. But I mean, most of their points honestly came in garbage time. Like, that game was already out of reach.
Same thing with the Jets. A lot of garbage time points.
Yup. I mean, this the Titans get their first win this season against the Cardinals.
Hard fought win.
Oh, really, really weird. Like this happened. We saw this already against the Panthers. Like the Cardinals defense kind of the Cardinals as a team just throwing away the game. DeMarcado, what are we doing?
That can't happen. Everyone does it.
Like a 77-yard touchdown that would have been, and it was already a 2-possession game.
Yep.
It would have been 3 scores if he had, gotten the touchdown there, but it ends up getting taken back. Like you can't do that. You can't. Like that, like a lot, especially like they're coming off the practice squad because they already lost James Conner.
Yep.
Trey Benson's also on IR now. He's probably gonna be out for another 3-some weeks. Bro, like this is like that, especially a play like that. Like most football fans, like most athletes in general, like that's the type of opportunity that's like that's the play of your life. Like 77-yard run and you throw the ball away. And if you think about it, that lost them the game.
It did.
Because the Titans go down and they get in the end zone. And I guess the defense was just lacking. They were like, "Oh, we'll be fine," and they just go and do it again. They get to into field goal range and kick for the win.
Yeah, you just can't let that happen.
Like the Titans have been terrible all year. But let's get into our game of the week. Bucs Seahawks. This was a shootout.
It was. Sam Darnold so unlucky at the end to lose in that game.
Oh my God, yeah, that interception and.
Right off the helmet into Levante David's hands.
And Sam Darnold had a insane game. Him and Baker Mayfield, both of them. Like Sam Darnold, 341 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Like Baker Mayfield, 2 over. He had almost a 400 yard game, 379 with 2.
He's my MVP watch right now.
Oh no, yeah, I 100%. I think Baker Mayfield is probably the front runner right now for MVP. The Buccaneers have looked great, even with the injuries they've had.
He's balling out.
Like, no Bucky Irving this game.
Yep.
No Mike Evans. Godwin looked terrible.
But Emeka
Mbuka. I love Mbuka so much. I bought his jersey after this week because, and we'll get into this in a bit, man, he had 31.3 fantasy points this week, 7 receptions for 163 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
He's their wide receiver 1 going forward.
No one can cover him right now. Deep ball threat. And he makes great catches on the sideline, too. Like, towards the end of the game, Baker threw him that one throw on the sideline. Beautiful catch.
No, yeah, he's looked fantastic. And, I saw, again, I said this earlier in the year, like, coming out of Ohio State, he looked really good. After the draft, training camp, Baker Mayfield spoke very highly of him. He looked good in preseason. And especially with, like, if you look at that wide receiver room, they're pretty... one injury prone and old, like
Sterling Shepard.
Oh my, yeah. But he's even like with Godwin starting to get back in there. Even when Mike Evans comes back, like, when Buka's gonna be the guy for them.
Yep.
No, even like Rashad White looked pretty good.
He did. He looked
in this
two
game.
touchdowns, 41 yards on 14 carries. They didn't even run the ball that much.
No, yeah, especially like Bucky Irving, who's been looking amazing when he's played.
Yep.
Out for them. Baker Mayfield making another another game-winning drive.
They got Tristan Wirfs back last week too.
No, like
that was a big upgrade for the offensive line.
Like they've been great. Like again, this is like not a bad Seahawks team. Their backfield's pretty solid. You got Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker who have looked pretty good so far this season. JSN is a top receiver in the NFL.
He's a really good player.
Him too, like, man, if you had any of these players in fantasy football, like, you had a good week. Like, JSN had 27 fantasy points, 8 receptions, 132 yards, and a touchdown. Like, he's Sam Darnold's number one target, and
Definitely.
He gets a lot of the target share in this offense.
He does.
So, they looked great. Again, like, absolute shootout. You got two, great quarterbacks, honestly. Like, I know Darnold hasn't looked fantastic for most part of the year, but, like, he showed that he's still a great NFL starting quarterback this week.
Yeah, the Bucs bounce back after a loss to the Eagles the week before, and the Eagles just took their first loss this week as well.
Oh no, yeah, they lost to the Broncos. Yeah, the cracks in this Eagles offense, man, is starting to show.
The Broncos are a very well put together team though. J.K. Dobbins coming out, playing awesome.
No, he's been fantastic
Cortland
this year.
Sutton looked great.
Their defenses.
Bo Nix has some.
Bo Nix could be better.
He could definitely be better, but he's still playing really good.
No, he's playing solid. He's playing, especially like in the AFC West, like, and we'll talk about it in a bit, but that division right now looks very wide open.
I have them as my division winners.
So yeah, they can easily, win this division with how the other two teams have played.
Especially with the Chiefs losing this week.
Oh yeah, Chiefs losing to the Jags on a very weird last possession by the Jaguars.
Yes.
Trevor Lawrence runs it in for a touchdown, but then like falls multiple times on the play. That was funny. Like, and it didn't even see a lot of good from like ETN in that game. Didn't see a lot of him, and
They barely ran the ball. Brian Thomas finally had
a good game.
Put him in rhythm a little bit.
Yeah, and his connection with Trevor Lawrence has been very shaky for the most part of this year. So, it's a great thing for them, and they're now? They're 4-1. So, yeah, they're starting to make a bit of a playoff push, and again, their defense is also pretty good. The Jaguars are not like a team to sleep on. Listen, I know Trevor Lawrence has not looked great in the past, but they look a bit legit.
And another week where Patrick Mahomes leads the team in rushing.
No, yeah. Oh my goodness, their running back situation they're one of the teams that might make this push for Kamara, honestly, because
they have to. Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco are doing nothing.
Yeah,
for the team. Like Kareem Hunt did have one big run for 32 yards, I think it was, but besides that, they cannot run the ball.
Yeah, no, I mean, he did get in the end zone twice, but like that's like what he's the goal line guy, and obviously
power back, third down back.
So, and like again, Pacheco looked somewhat decent to start the game, and then just disappeared.
They don't run the ball enough.
Yeah, like their run plays have not been fantastic.
Tyquan Thornton though, he's been coming out pretty good.
No, he's been looking. So their wide receiver room does not look, especially with Rashid Rice coming back soon.
Yep, Tyquan Thornton had 3 receptions for 90 yards, averaging 30 yards. Like, he's a deep ball threat, but you need to be able to play both sides of the ball to be able to do that. And obviously, they haven't been playing defense that well this year.
Yeah, no, that's one of the bigger problems with them. And again, their division's wide open. So, yeah, we'll move on to some of these. Get into some fantasy flames and flops. See who's been doing good in fantasy. We already talked a little bit about it.
We already mentioned a few of the flames.
Yup. One of the big flames, one of the big surprises for the week. Rico Dowd. He was insane. He is the first running back on the year to have over 200 rushing yards in a game.
Yep.
He had 206 on the ground and 28 through the air receiving. Had a touchdown. He had 32.4 fantasy points on my bench.
He took advantage of another player being hurt and coming in and proven himself.
Yeah, Chuba Hubbard. I mean, it was like a little bit of a split. He was getting some of the work in that backfield beforehand, but Wednesday I was hearing reports of Chuba Hubbard being out. He wasn't at practice. He might miss the week on Sunday, and that's when I picked up Dowell off of waivers. Because I was like, oh, he might be a flex play if Hubbard's actually gonna like miss time, and my dumbass kept him on the bench anyways.
Happens.
It does happen, but oh yeah, he was fantastic, and honestly, he's probably a must start in fantasy. If Hubbard misses more games, I know they played the Dolphins.
I was
and
just
the
gonna
Dolphins
say that.
suck.
They played a pretty bad Dolphins defense, but
if Hubbard's gonna miss more time, like, and he's gonna get this much volume, like
he's definitely a start.
He's gonna have to be a start, and like because Bryce Young's also not looking that good. Like their passing game is not like terrific. You got like Ted McMillan, who a lot of people saw as like a second, third, fourth round pick in fantasy, because he's a great receiver, and he hasn't had that like breakout week yet.
Xavier Leggett got the touchdown this week.
Mm-hmm,
and also the backup tight end. But then you look at the other side of the Dolphins, Devon Achane had 16 yards. 0 running game.
Yeah, he was
overall the team had 19 rushing yards in the whole game. The Dolphins offense had 19 rushing yards.
Yeah, and they kind of like also they lost themselves the game too at the end here. Like this was a very winnable one for them.
Rico Dowell had 10 times more rushing yards than the Dolphins did as a team.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. If you have him, he's probably a must start. Another shout out for Fantasy Flames. CJ Stroud had an amazing game against Baltimore. Game. 244 through the air. He had 30 yards, rushing on the ground, 4 touchdowns, 28 fantasy points.
They looked put together as an offense this week.
For the first time this season.
Yep, they've looked horrendous besides that, which you would think they would be coming out pretty good after last year. They played pretty good. Everything, like Nico Collins, CJ Stroud connection.
If you were playing that stack this week, man, like that was like you definitely won.
Yep.
Like even with like their running backs not being as good. Well, Woody Marks not being as good. Nick Chubb had himself a pretty solid day.
He did.
But to my sadness and despair, to my 2-3 team, but let's get into some flops. A lot of candidates for this.
Two flops of the week that I'm going to give you at running back, which were first round picks. Can you give me James Cook and Derrick Henry?
Oh,
both under 10 points this week.
Yeah, James Cook had 4 points. I do have Derrick Henry. I see here had
9.7.
That is Derrick Henry this year, fantasy football wise, has been terrible.
One good week.
Yeah, it was week 1.
Yep. He balled out.
Yep, 29 points in week 1, and then I don't think he's had a double-digit week since then. He might have had one in like week 3.
I think he had like 11 points or something.
But that's still
nothing special.
But for Derrick Henry, like
as a first round running back.
Yeah, like a lot of people take him in the first round, maybe early second round.
Yep.
That's terrible. Those are terrible numbers for him. And James Cook, who's been a top 3 running back this year.
He's been awesome.
And 4 points against the Patriots.
Yep. And it's because the Bills barely ran the ball.
They didn't run a lot, and that's usually that's what they do because they don't have a fantastic receiving room.
Another thing where the quarterback had 53 rushing yards. That was the top for the Bills.
Yeah, like that's insane. I mean, it's not a panic thing yet, 100%, but I mean, he could. He's gonna be better. He'll be better. This is a dud week for him. Again, he's still the running back 3 on the year behind Tyler Warren and Christian McCaffrey. So I said Tyler Warren behind Jonathan Taylor.
Yep, Jonathan Taylor, dog.
I will say though, Tyler Warren is a dog.
He is also a dog.
He was fantastic this week. He's a tight end 3 on the year. So
that offense is very put together now.
Oh no, yeah, anyone in that offense is very star. Obviously, Taylor's the running back 2 on the season behind McCaffrey. Pittman's been a top 15 receiver in fantasy. He's their wide receiver 1. Like Daniel Jones has looked pretty good. Like they're right now. I don't know if you've seen it, but they're first right now in the AFC. They're the
They
number
are.
one seed.
Yep.
So I mean, we can get into a little bit of this playoff picture here. Like, yeah, the AFC right now dominated by the Colts. They're ahead in the AFC South, which I mean, the AFC South has some pretty solid teams. The Texans obviously they're 2-3, but they're coming up a bit. The Jags obviously are 4-1. The Colts
Yep.
are 4-1. They're looking like one of the stronger divisions right now in the NFL.
All right, tell me before the season if you would ever think this was the rankings going into Week 6 for the AFC. At 1, you got the Colts. 2, you got the Bills. 3, you got the Steelers. 4, you got the Chargers. 5, Jaguars. 6, Broncos. 7, Patriots.
Notice what teams are not on there.
The Chiefs
The
and the
Ravens.
Ravens.
Two powerhouses that we expected.
Yep. The Jets are sitting in last, obviously. 0-5. They look nowhere put together.
They're terrible.
Then you got the Titans behind that. We all know there is no offensive line there. Cam Ward has no time to throw the ball.
Yeah, it's surprising to me that the Titans are ahead of the Jets in that regard. Like
Very surprising. Then you got the Browns. Obviously, we know.
I mean, hey, Joe Flacco getting traded to the Bengals.
Yep.
I don't know if we've mentioned that yet.
He's going to be a starter this week.
Oh no, yeah, he's starting. Dylan Gabriel obviously started this past week for the Browns. He's going to be their starter now.
Didn't do anything special.
I mean, hey, if you're a Shador Sanders fan, he's their quarterback 2 right now, so on the depth chart. So that's something to look at, but
Then you got the Dolphins ahead of the Browns. They're looking nowhere put together. Then you got the Ravens sitting at 12.
yeah, that's not great for them. I mean, I feel like well,
They got the Rams coming up this week too.
and that's going to be a tough match. And like the Rams, like they're way better than their record would let. I mean they are 3-2, but they lost the 2 games that they lost were very easily winnable.
Oh, 100%. They got a blocked field goal at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like if they make that if that field goal goes through and they make that, that now we're talking about them at 4-1, and then if they don't play terribly in a divisional game against the Niners, they could be 5-0.
They could.
They could easily be 5-0, and it's scary having to go up against a team like that well put together. Come playoff time, because like even if they don't win the NFC West, which I mean could very easily happen, that's also a very stacked division.
Yep.
They could make a push to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're sitting at 9 in the playoff picture right now, just out of it.
No, I mean the NFC North. The NFC North is interesting because this was probably people would have said the best division last year.
Yep.
And like the Lions are obviously sitting on top. They have not missed Ben Johnson as much as people would have thought they would have. Obviously, against the Packers defense in Week 1, they didn't look great, but since then they've looked insane.
They currently have three teams in the playoff picture.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, even still, I mean, the Packers with that dumb tie.
Yep.
Against the man, that was stupid. That was very stupid. I think to have such a great game,
they almost blew it too. They had 1 second left.
Oh my goodness, yes, they got bailed out. Honestly, I really wish they would have caught that touchdown because my parlay last week would have hit. I really needed I needed a Matthew Golden touchdown so badly. Both my parlays missed by that.
The Lions got Kansas City this week.
Oh my god, yeah, they're gonna spank them.
The Bucks got San Francisco. That should be a good game.
That's gonna be a good one. Honestly, I didn't think that the Bucks would just be sitting on top of the NFC South. Like they've owned that division for years at this point. But I didn't think they'd be sitting up there so like calmly. Like the Falcons haven't been like anything too special. Michael Pittman has not looked great. The Panthers are the Panthers and the Saints are the Saints. So
yeah.
I mean, again, I said at the beginning of the year it's the Bucks division to lose, and again, Baker Mayfield's looking like the MVP. So
he is.
Do the Eagles have any problems, any trouble maybe in the NFC East? I mean, the Giants aren't a threat at all.
Maybe a little bit with Jane Daniels coming back. They got their win this week.
Yep, they're sitting at 3-2. They're only a game behind them.
They are. It just depends if the offense is healthy.
Yeah, I mean that is true. That is very true. I mean we saw what they did last year against the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. and they got
Wasn't
spanked. But again, this is a different. This is not the same Eagles team. They're
it's
not as dominant as they were last year. So
not offensively. Defensively, they are still very good.
are they still sitting at the top of this division right now?
They are.
I mean,
They're sitting number 1.
I think that's definitely going to change in the
That-
next coming weeks.
That may change soon.
It really might be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like if you had to pick a team, the two teams right now to win both conferences, like what is it looking like?
I think it's going to be Bills Bucks.
Bills Bucks. I do also have the Bucks for the NFC, but I honestly
The-
think the Colts might win the AFC, might win the.
The Bills are favored in every single game that they have the rest of the year.
I don't know, man. I'm buying into this Colts team because I think the Colts are a more complete team than Buffalo, honestly. Like I think they have more weapons on offense. Their defense looks great. Like yes, like Josh Allen's Josh Allen, but like Daniel Jones has not looked bad.
We'll see when it comes down to the time. I don't think I can make that prediction on both teams right now. I need to see a few more weeks out of them.
That is true. Again, we are only 5 weeks into the season, but it is we do have some things now we can look at about the playoff picture going into week 6. So
Definitely.
yep. Let's move on to this parlay of the week. I know you have one for us
We
this
got
week.
a big hitter, 6-leg touchdown parlay of the week. Saquon Barkley, Emeka Ibuka, Darren Waller, Michael Pittman, Javonte Williams, George Pickens for the cash this weekend.
How much was that cash out?
$2,000
$2,000 is insane.
this weekend. It hit Sunday.
You know, I did also have a touchdown parlay for the Sunday games, and you wanna guess who the only person was to miss on that parlay? Woody Marks.
Woody Mark.
I thought he would have another great game. He was the only one that didn't hit.
You were
Everyone
buying
else-
into the hype.
I was buying into that. I started him in fantasy.
It didn't work.
It did not work. Not at all.
It's a 1-week hype for him. We're about to see this week.
We'll see what the again, a lot of the rookie running backs, talk about it last week, have been looking really good.
Actually, the Texans have a bye this week, so
Yeah, they're not even playing, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, time to move on to a little bit of NBA news. And there is really only one big thing to really come out of the association this past week.
the king himself.
Yeah, if for anyone who did not see this, LeBron posted on was it Instagram or Twitter?
LeBron Ramon James.
Yep, the decision part 2. And obviously, a lot of people know this, we know this. The decision is probably one of the biggest moments of his career. Is when he made a big spectacle of him signing with the Heat back in 2010. So the fact that he was hyping this up and all that, a lot of us thought this was his retirement announcement.
It was going to be his farewell tour, but nope.
Nope.
We're
Instead,
bringing that Henny.
the Lahenny. LeBron. This whole thing was.
Just for the Henny.
Yup, it was a freaking commercial. LeBron tricked everybody. I really went to bed that night thinking that this man was gonna announce his retirement. I was about to go on Ticketmaster, buy some tickets to the first Lakers Nets game in Barclays or whatever. Because I'm like, I need to see LeBron before he hangs it up. And this man's out here stressing the entire internet out over some goddamn Henny.
He's dropping a new line. That Henny VSOP.
I did think about it before I went to bed. I was like, all right, this clearly looks like a retirement announcement. I thought that was very obvious. In the back of my head, I was thinking, I was like, what if LeBron's just trolling us? Because because we all know who LeBron is as a person. Yep. In the back of my head, I'm like, what if he just announces something stupid? And something stupid it was. I saw Kyrie on Instagram, kind of crashing out about it. A bunch of people were we had TikTok was in an uproar.
But it's a perfect marketing thing.
Oh no, it definitely was.
So many people were waiting to see that.
Yeah, everyone was waiting to see him. What this announcement was gonna be, and I woke up that morning and looked at Instagram, and everyone was just in hip hooray that he wasning retiring.
Everyone's gonna boycott it. That actually won't happen though. I bet you everyone will be going to buy it.
No, I'll probably be buying, at least for the box. Again, look at this thing. This is beautiful.
Hey, you stole my box.
Shut up. But no, it's yeah, that was very funny. LeBron's a troll.
They actually do like a very good job with the branding though. Like especially when
Oh
it
no.
first came out, like so many people wanted it. Obviously there was their memes about it. But
Yeah, Henny James. Honestly, LeBron. I'm gonna miss LeBron when he's gone. He has such a memeable name.
yep.
Literally, Henny. I saw people saying LeGone, Le retired, La End. Like there's a lot of joking about a lot of joking surrounding LeBron James. So I mean,
I got a friend with a similar last name and he gets the la.
the the La jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so easy to make.
Little frustrated.
We're not. I'm telling you, we're not gonna see a player with a name as memeable as LeBron ever again. It's not gonna happen.
Everyone would have been pissed off if he retired.
Yeah, oh, 100%. 100%. But yeah, we're at 41 years old, he's still going to be in the NBA, probably playing at an All NBA
Yep.
level. So
Maybe with his next son coming up too.
that is true because Bryce is in college right now.
Yep.
So he'll be eligible for the draft next year. Now that would be crazy. That would be. And honestly, I think and this is probably not a hot take at all. He's a way better player than
Definitely.
Bronny is.
100%.
Way better player. He's bigger than Bronny. He's more athletic. Like his skill set is a lot better.
Overall, well-rounded, better basketball player than Bronny James.
No, yeah, definitely. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on him, throughout the college basketball season. But that would be cool. LeBron definitely would stick around for another year or two to play with both of his kids.
Both of his kids would be the first ever.
Yeah, that would a trio of all from the same family is insane. But yeah, I mean, apart from that, we don't have that much more going on in the NBA. I mean, the Warriors, I talked about a little last week, finally made some offseason moves, signed Al Horford. They finally
Yep.
signed Kuminga after a offseason of going back and forth with him. Obviously preseason's going on. I did hear a couple days ago about some trade rumors with the Knicks and the Bucks
I
about
knew that was
Giannis.
coming. Yep. I think the trade talks diminished, but that was the only team that Giannis said he would be traded to.
The what I heard coming out of like the reports from that was that the Knicks they were making offers and stuff, but apparently the Bucks wanted more that the Knicks just couldn't give because the Knicks traded a bunch of seventh graders from Malik
Yep.
Mikal Bridges. So
Not much you could do there.
yeah, I mean they
That's a blockbuster. It's like the Luka trade. You have to give up one of your best players to get.
I mean, because it would 100% Cat because it's also eating up a lot of their salary.
And I don't know if Cat would want to go there.
I mean, you have to send him to make the money work. That's the thing.
You would.
Him and then probably one of OG, which probably wouldn't happen because we just paid him a bunch.
Macau.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges or Josh Hart. Like you'd have to put one of them in there too. And what does that do to the dynamic of this team? Because like
Maybe Deuce McBride.
No, I think Deuce has to stay on this team. I honestly think Deuce needs to start this year. He needs to be a starter.
You think so?
No, yeah, because if you look at what happened with New York towards the end of their playoff run, the biggest problem was the defense because Cat and Brunson are literally cones out there. They don't do anything.
Yep.
The most success that the Knicks lineup had was when Deuce McBride was in there because he can space the floor, he can shoot a little bit. Some people might hate on his shooting from time to time. Shout out Logan Chesler.
Marco Presti.
Like they hate on his shooting from time to time, but he can shoot the ball. He can play defense. And I think, if you really want to have an effective starting lineup with Bridges and OG out there, guarding the wings, like you need someone with Brunson in that front court to guard the other team's best guard.
No Josh Hart.
The thing with Josh Hart is he's not a shooter like that. His shooting is very spotty. So that's listen, I love Josh Hart. He's great. Everyone in New York loves him. Everyone in the NBA loves Josh Hart. But, I think and we saw it towards the end of that playoff series with the Pacers. Like he just works way better as a guy coming off the bench with the second unit to give some energy to that, bench squad. And listen, I think he definitely has earned a starting spot in the NBA, but I think for the team, I think it's better for him to be sitting and for Deuce to start, especially over even like Mitchell Robinson, because again, just spacing wise, defense wise, I think that lineup of him, Brunson, OG, Mikal, and Cat will work way better for spacing the floor and all that. And I think that is going to be the lineup that takes them like the furthest, in the Eastern Conference.
A little bit weaker this year.
Oh no, yeah. So like, definitely need to take advantage of this weak East. Like if we're, I swear to God, like if we don't make the conference finals again at least this season, like the season's a failure. Throw it out.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Like this is the time. Like listen, I would be perfectly okay for the Knicks to make the finals and then get their, asses handed to them by the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Houston Rockets. Like I would be completely okay with that because you know what, those two teams are juggernauts anyways, and you know what? Maybe No, maybe we could win. Maybe we could if we play it smart. The Pacers took the Thunder to 7 games this past NBA Finals.
They did.
And listen, I know that was a great Pacers team, but you know what? If we don't make that horrendous, breakdown in Game 1, if we don't do that, then we could have been right there. Like you win Game 1, in the Garden. We won game 3
Yes.
in Indiana, and then
Fell apart.
and then we won Game 5 back in Madison Square Garden. So that's 3 wins right there that we could have had. So it was very easy for us to make the finals, but the matchups with the Thunder would have been interesting to see. But again, we will never know because Tibbs plays 7 players, and most of them can't play defense.
Happens.
Yep, it is what it is. But we'll see. NBA basketball back in about 2-3 weeks, so very excited for that.
Now we got some playoffs going on right now too.
No, yeah, let's obviously this is mostly a basketball and football show, but we got to give some love to the other sports.
New York Yankees just started right now, first inning.
Oh no, yeah. So yeah, we're recording this on Wednesday. So yeah, that Yankees game is going on right now as we speak.
Game 4, try and push it to a Game 5.
No, yeah. So yeah, they've been a little frustrating for some people.
Yes, the Blue Jays have been hitting the ball, and the Yankees have been doing the opposite. But yesterday, that changed a lot. We gave up some early runs, but after that, like the Yankees locked in. Like they were there to play, and they showed that they wanted to win. Especially, you can't be getting swept at home too.
Oh no, yeah, 100%. Like you just can't do it, especially with the season that they've had. Like especially the year they're coming off of,
Yep.
making the World Series, where again they also gave up some winnable games. You can't do that at all.
Nope.
So yeah, to all of our Yankee fans out there, which I grew up as one. Obviously, you're wearing a Yankee shirt.
Yep.
So hopefully they can come through. We'll probably be watching that game later tonight.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean,
The Tigers forced the Game 5 against the Mariners.
yep, that is true. 9-3 yesterday.
Today.
That was
Earlier.
today. That was today.
Yep.
That was early. That was earlier today.
The Cubs and the Brewers are playing right now. The Cubs are on their last breath, down 0-2.
Yeah, right now it's top of the 6th, 4-2.
And
So
the Cubs are winning. And then Philly's onto their last breath tonight against the Dodgers. And everyone thought Philly was going to give them a running chance. But the Dodgers, like Game 1, it looked like the Phillies were going to take it away. Dodgers came back. Then the Dodgers were dominant in Game 2. So Philly has to come out. And, like, they had a wonderful season, too. They have to come out
no, yeah.
and show that, like, they're there for a reason. And they deserve to be in these playoffs.
No, yeah. So I mean, this is just honestly, this is a great time for sports fans right now. Like this, like the fall, and listen, this is why I love the fall. It's a great time for sports. We got the NBA and
Best time for sports.
the NBA and NHL are going to be starting back up soon.
NHL started last night.
No, yeah, exactly. So we got hockey back. We got basketball coming back soon. The MLB playoffs are in full swing, which is probably the best part of it is the best part of the season because it's a long season.
Yep.
We got football in full swing in the middle of it. Like the fall is a great time for sports, and we're seeing a lot of great stuff coming out of all the leagues right now.
The Blue Jays just scored in the first inning as well. It is 1-0.
Alrighty, well, that's something. All right, so wanted to show off there, Jackson. Again, appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
No, yeah. So make sure to follow the podcast on Instagram and TikTok at the Lunchroom 22. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Have a great day.
Peace.